How did you come to found Real Estate for Women?
I actually went through a difficult separation court case and I was just damaged. Last year came out, I was strong and I was determined to generate wealth. After my own experience, I realized it's quite challenging for women to get into real estate if they don't have that strategy, education, team.
I am curious though, how did you end up buying 4 properties in 4 months?
I did some calculations. I'm a high risk taker. And I was like, no, I have this much. I will not buy a 2 million house in Sydney. I will rather use this to buy multiple properties that will accelerate my growth. It will diversify my portfolio and it will give me rental income. Real estate is the best platform for women to leverage compounding and make their money work harder for themselves.
What does it take to be a financially empowered woman? And what can financially empowered women do together to change the world? A shocking statistic is that around 400,000 women in Australia are at risk of homelessness. And the cause of this is the lack of education about how to build a financial foundation, starting even before we first enter the workforce and well into our retirement years. My name's Dion Payne, and I'm the founder of the Financially Empowered Women podcast. I'm passionate about ending homelessness, and as part of that passion, I chose to look at the systemic barriers that are causing homelessness for women in the first place. The Financially Empowered Women podcast is designed to bring you the best experts from around the world to increase your financial know-how and give you practical and women-specific tips to overcome the challenges you might be facing, such as how to negotiate a better salary, demystifying super, or how to navigate a separation and ensure the assets are distributed fairly. My role is to provide you with the best information out there to change your trajectory and become a financially empowered woman, because you deserve it, and the world needs you more than ever to own your worth and help others to do the same. Hi everyone, and welcome to the Financially Empowered Women podcast. I'm your host Dion Payne, and today I'm delighted to be joined by Varsha Banker. Now, Varsha is the founder of Real Estate for Women. I've had the pleasure of speaking on Varsha's stage in Sydney, and I just know Varsha to be an all-round awesome human. So welcome, Varsha.
Thank you, Dion. Thank you for this opportunity. And I'm just pleased and lucky to be connected to you. And I'm sure this is going to be an interesting podcast.
Oh, it's going to be great. Now, tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you come to found Real Estate for Women?
Yeah, it's a bit interesting. There is a personal story to this, how I founded Real Estate for Women, Dion. I work in IT full time. I'm a project manager. And 2 years back, I actually went through a difficult separation court case. And I was just damaged, couldn't do much that year. And I just spent a lot of time recovering and coming to the terms with it. But last year, I came out, I was strong, and I was determined to generate wealth. I wanted to start my own property portfolio and build generational wealth for myself, for my son. So that led me to researching all the buyers, agents, investment companies, because I wanted to educate myself as well before I start my investment journey. And I started working with Investor Partner Group, and I actually learned all the strategies, tools, how to research, do the due diligence, how to make an offer, how to negotiate. So all of that, that's quite daunting and challenging to buy a property. And because I was working full time, I had sleepless nights, but I learned everything. And I managed to buy 4 properties in 4 months because I had a team, I had a property mentor, I had a creative broker, accountant that helped me to secure amazing deals, which I wouldn't have got if I was not working in the industry. And after my own experience, I realized it's quite challenging for women to get into real estate if they don't have that strategy, education, team. They can buy one property, but they cannot build a scalable, sustainable portfolio without compromising lifestyle. And hence, that's my mission now, to help as many women I can through my new platform, Real Estate for Women, which is all about empowering women with solid foundation and strategies, how to build a property portfolio, educate them as well, because real wealth is gained by actually working in the industry. It's not just about investments, without any education. So, I mean, for an example, just want to say that I bought a property in Perth, which was a rundown house. I bought it for 360. I renovated it for 30K, and in 1 month, it was valued for 600K. So if I didn't work in the industry, I wouldn't have got this deal, because these deals do not come in the market. Because I was in the industry, I knew a lot of agents already. So before it went to the market, I grabbed this deal. So it's really important to educate, work in the industry, work as a side hustle, and improve your lifestyle. So Real Estate for Women is all about empowerment, education, and engagement.
I love that. And there's so many different aspects of what you've spoken about that I really want to take a bit of a deeper dive into. But I can attest to what you're saying there. I got involved in property development over 11 years ago. And if it wasn't for the fact that I'd seen from the coal face how to make money in property, I don't think I'd have had that same level of awareness and understanding of the creative strategies that you can use when you purchase real estate and invest in real estate. So I 100% agree with what you were saying there. I am curious though, how did you end up buying 4 properties in 4 months? I've never heard anybody doing that before, at sort of at that scale, and that sounds quite exciting to me. How did it? Tell me everything. How did you do it?
Yeah. Because I had divorce, Dion, so it's not that I didn't have any money. So because I did lose a lot of money, but I still had some cash reserve, that I had two options. First was, I live in Sydney. It's expensive. It's ridiculous, the prices here. And my parents and friends, they all advised me to just buy an apartment, secure something for yourself, for your son, right? Don't rent west. It is risky. You're just making a bad decision, some blunder, and all of that. I spoke to a financial advisor who said the same thing. You are a single mom. You cannot take risk. You first get place for yourself before you invest anything. And I did some calculations. I'm a high risk taker. And I was like, no, I have this much. I will not buy a 2 million house in Sydney. I will rather use this to buy multiple properties that will accelerate my growth. It will diversify my portfolio, and it will give me rental income. If I buy my own house, I'll be stuck. Banks don't love that asset if it's not generating income. So I was like, yeah, quite convinced with my own approach, that I bypassed everyone's advice, and I was like, nope, I am gonna buy investment properties in areas that will give me growth. I will buy in areas that will give me good cash flow. So I'm not putting from my pocket, but I know these areas are gonna hit off, they will boom, and I will leverage that growth. I will come back to Sydney and I will buy my dream home. So that was my approach. And I was just determined. I started researching, I grabbed good deals, and I bought first property. I already had the team of, conveyancer, real estate agent, and they helped me buy more and more. But yeah, it was hard. It was daunting. But I just didn't want to waste a minute. I wanted to build my portfolio. And there I was, happy and convinced that, yes, I've done a good job now.
Yeah, that's awesome. And are you convinced that you've done a good job?
Yes, I am quite convinced, and I'm really proud of, it was difficult how I did it. Yeah, it's challenging, but I was convinced. I wanted to take risk. It was a bit risky what I was doing, but higher risk and higher rewards.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, I just want to acknowledge you for having a contrarian view, being willing to back yourself. It can't have been easy when all of your family was saying, no, go down this way, and your financial advisor was saying, no, go down this way. But I'm guessing that there was something internal in you that was just like, you know what, like, I'm going to do this because I have the team. It wasn't like you were taking, yes, you were taking risks, but you also were taking an educated risk because you had that team, you were working in the industry, and you were like, I'm going to back myself because I want something bigger for myself. And so I want to acknowledge you for that.
Thank you so much, Dion. And I speak to so many women, and they are stuck in the same dilemma, like, single moms, and they are in Sydney, and they want to buy an apartment because they want stability, they want their own place. And sometimes it's hard for me to convince them, and I don't want to because everyone has their own preference, right? That they want stability and that's their happiness. But I do educate them this, option one will take you here, option two will take you here. At the end of the day, it's their call. But yeah, I took up rent vesting because I thought that would be a way for me to build wealth and then come back and buy my dream place and sit.
Yeah, cool. That's really beautiful. And I met your son at the event as well. You were talking about generational wealth before. So to see your son there and just to know that you are really thinking not just about him, but also his future family as well. That's really cool.
Absolutely. Now he's my biggest support, and he really acknowledges how much effort I'm putting up in, educating others and empowering others. So yeah, he's my biggest support.
That's cool. And why do you think it is the case that it's so important for women to get involved in real estate?
Yeah, Dion, like real estate is the best platform for women to leverage compounding and make their money work harder for themselves. Like I work in IT, it's not 9 to 5, it's 9 to 9 or even 24/7, right? I've given so much in my IT job, like literally, like I was so committed, dedicated that compromised everything, but I delivered my work to perfection. But at some stage, you get stuck. You can't grow. You can't build wealth. Like real estate gives you opportunity to build assets that will help you in long term. If you want to do something else, you want to retire, it gives you assets, it gives you flexibility as well, what you want to do in your life. So to build generational wealth, real estate is the answer to everyone looking how, the magic happens in Australia through real estate. Like, and I feel sad, like speaking to women who are 40, 48, 50, and they tell me, oh, I didn't know about investments. I didn't know what in property investment can do or change their life. And they are currently sitting with minimal deposit. Like they didn't understand the value of savings and how they could have used that savings to build an asset that would have, accelerated their journey and growth. They don't have to work whole life. They can retire early. So I just feel sad talking to women who were not educated, didn't do anything to save and build assets. So, yeah, that's my goal, to educate more and more women that if they invest in real estate early, build a solid property portfolio, they can retire early, they can do whatever they want in life. But important is to taking that first step and, educating and taking an action.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, in that, I kind of want to bring up, and this is just through conversations that I have with women as well. Sometimes sometimes, okay, so there's a few things going on here. Sometimes I think that we just get so busy in our lives. So we're busy working, we're busy looking after the kids, we're busy taking the kids to sports after school every day. So we get so busy that we actually don't give ourselves the time to think, number one, what do I really want? And then number two, how can I get to what I really want? I also think that there's some cultural conditioning as well, which is around women really, yeah, sort of putting everybody else first, and putting themselves on the back burner. So then by the time women, and I'm talking collectively because I think that we're all, sort of guilty of this in some way, shape or form. But by the time we get to, oh, I actually need to start looking after me, it can feel like it's too late, or it can feel like, okay, I have to take a really big risk to be able to make this work for me, and then sort of the fear that comes from taking that big risk. And I think maybe the trick to that is actually looking at, well, what is the risk of staying where you are, and not actually building, or taking the steps to build that wealth to get to what it is that you want. Does that, would you agree?
Yeah, definitely. Women, they juggle with multiple responsibilities. They are overwhelmed, they're busy. And either single moms or even career women, they are just so overwhelmed with everything they're doing. But important is to educate yourself and take small steps, take calculated risk, as you said, right? Important is to taking that first step. And I mean, even if it's a wrong decision, you will still learn something, you will get the experience, and you will do better next time. So yeah, I know women are especially very scared of taking risk. Real estate is daunting. It's women are bad with numbers. Property development, like Dion, you are an expert in development, but it's so risky, right? Yes, you did it, right? So you got the experience, you learned something out of it, right? So take calculated risk, but do something, change what you're doing right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And with that risk, we talk about calculated risk, but there is, yes, you do have to be educated. I do not advocate to anybody to just go, yeah, okay, I'm going to put it all on, this house, without having that level of education, or mentorship beforehand, so you actually really understand what you're getting involved with. And the other thing that I want to bring up as well is just around that fear of failure. And I can speak to this pretty well because it's something that has existed for me for a long time. But that, when I've realised that, hey, I'm actually feeling a bit paralysed by fear here, and I don't want to fail, I just have to go back to, I think it was Thomas Edison that had about 10,000 tries in creating a light bulb, and then he eventually created it. So if I can look at everything that I'm doing as an experiment, and just go, okay, well, I will try this. If it doesn't work, I will try something else. So it's just having that willingness to go, okay, well, yes, I might make a mistake, and actually it's okay.
Exactly. And real estate, yes, it is daunting, and you will fail probably few times, but you have to be resilient. You have to build that resilience and just be more solution focused. Okay, I failed, that's fine. Come to the solution, move on next. So that is something women needs to get and build in themselves, so because so we can close all this wealth gap and in real estate.
That is really cool to hear that. We can close the wealth gap through real estate. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, wealth gap, gender pay gap, super gap, this huge, like the numbers are staggering in superannuation, like how much wealth women retire with and men retire with. And superannuation is another big space, Dion, as well, how women can have strategies in place to grow and build their super. But obviously, there's a lot of education needs to happen, and that's what this platform is all about.
Yeah, very cool. So you're a big advocate for women doing what we'd call side hustles or part-time careers in real estate to get involved in the industry, to build their connections, and to then leverage real estate to grow their wealth. So what are some of the career options available in real estate?
Yeah, so I am still in IT, and I've had flexibility of working from home. So I could join as a buyer's agent in an investment company. And I was working in the evenings, on the weekends. Whenever I had time, I'll make calls, and I had flexibility. So there could be multiple roles. You could become a buyer's agent. Yes, that's getting very, very popular. We also have courses for women to become buyer's agent, and we get them as intern in the company. They work inside, learn the business, and then if they are culturally fit, we hire them permanently, or they can go out and open their own shop. So buyer's agent, yes, they could be in sales. They could be a sales consultant, like in my company, Investor Partner Group. uh, Everyone works from home. There's flexibility. So even in sales, you need to be on Zoom calls, talking to clients. You don't need to be, doing open homes or inspections, because yeah, we are working for buyers, investors. We are not selling houses. So even sales could be done remotely as well as side hustle, and you make great additional income. So that is also quite lucrative. If you're working in sales or buyer's agent, you could also be like client success manager. Like I have got my friend, she actually left her corporate job, 16 years of IT job, and she's working full time with us. She's doing a client success manager role and a sales associate role as well. So she has taken full time plunge in real estate, and she's loving it. She's told me, I wish I did it long back. I would never go back to my IT job, because this is so fulfilling. Like, if you're talking to clients, you're changing, transforming their financial future. This is more fulfilling, and it's more fun as well. So yeah, you could be in sales, you could be in client success manager, you could be a mortgage broker as well. So I think I've spoken to so many female mortgage broker, and the entry is not that challenging. And once you do that course, you work with someone, get the experience and the knowledge, and you can start your own shop again. But for women, they can leverage their networking skills and flourish in any role in real estate.
That's awesome, Varsha. Thank you for sharing that. Now, what advice would you give somebody that is looking to take on a side hustle in the real estate industry?
My advice would be to, obviously, first is education. Education is the power. Educate yourself. Start working in a company that will help you learn more, leverage your skills. They will empower you. They will set you up for the success. Because I know many women start, but they get frustrated, they get disappointed because they don't have that solid foundation, and then they quit. So it's very, very important to have people who will empower you, support you, and set you up for the success. And even if you fail, building resilience, right? That is very, very important for you. You will learn whatever you are doing, you're trying to do. So never give up and keep learning. Important is also to be consistent. Consistency is the key. Keep learning, keep doing, keep taking actions, and be decisive, be a leader, and empower others as well.
All really good advice there, Varsha. Thank you. Now, for anybody that would like to learn more from you, how can they get hold of you?
Well, we are on the socials. We have Real Estate for Women on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and we have our great website as well. We just recently launched Real Estate for Women. And yeah, feel free to reach out to me on my email, which is varsha@realestateforwomen.com.au. But yeah, you'll be easily be able to search us on socials if you just search Real Estate for Women.
Wonderful. And I'll also have the details in the show notes as well. Varsha, thank you for being such an awesome guest. It's been really enjoyable. And what I love about this episode is that it's really showing what is possible by thinking a little bit outside the box, by thinking in a different way, and really being able to change somebody's trajectory in terms of how they can build wealth through real estate. So thank you again.
Yeah, and it's amazing, Dion, your own journey as well. And you are inspiring so many other women doing challenging work in your space, which I would love to know more. But yeah, thank you so much for creating this platform for women to learn and do something and change their lives.
Thank you.